My name's Haley Klarich, and my business project is called Eat Fresh. Bit of a presentation overview. I'm going to go over the business idea, some sample menu items, as well as the target market. We'll then talk about potential problems and solutions that I found during my customer interviews. I'll go over the business model canvas, and I'll talk about the financial feasibility. So Eat Fresh is a drive-through fast food restaurant to be located in the heart of Missoula, Montana. Eat Fresh would specialize in fresh, healthy, and delicious meals made from locally sourced ingredients. Some of these ingredients would include bison, beef, chicken, and wild game. We'd also serve local produce from ranchers and farms across the state of Montana. A few sample menu items would include the chicken avocado sandwich and an elk pastrami sandwich, which is made from house-made elk pastrami with Havarti cheese, jalapeno mustard, onions, pickles, and choice of bread. Eat Fresh would also serve burgers such as bison burgers, elk burgers. This one is a cowboy bison burger made with local bison, bacon, onions, cheddar, barbecue sauce on a ciabatta burger bun. We would also serve salads such as a garden salad made from farm-to-table lettuce, a mix of vegetables, and choice of dressing. Eat Fresh's target market would be people between the ages of 18 and 65, generally busy college students or busy working professionals, anyone who's health conscious and wants a meal on the go. Families would also fall into the target market. Some of the potential obstacles I came across during my interviews were price point, service time, and quality of meals. If you look at the graph in the upper right corner, you'll see that 12 out of 25 individuals I interviewed said cost was their number one concern about Eat Fresh. The second concern would be timeliness or service time, and the final concern was taste or quality of the meals. The bottom table there shows different fast food restaurants and their average service time in seconds per vehicle. Usually fast food restaurants run 3 to 5 minutes per vehicle, so Eat Fresh would have to fall in that range as well if they wanted to compete in service time. Some of the obvious solutions that I had were keeping a competitive price point. Fully prepping ingredients for faster service would cut down on service time, and maintaining high quality farm fresh ingredients would also be crucial. I'm going to give you a few minutes here to type in my demo link, which is youtube.com/watch?v equals G94M_CWIZ 0A. That's not an O. And I will give you a few minutes to watch that video. Alright, I hope you guys were able to access that video. I'm going to move on to more potential solutions and just some statistics and a few graphs and tables that I came up with. Some interesting statistics here. 20% of American meals are eaten in the car. This is something that Eat Fresh would be taking advantage of, as well as 76% of Americans dislike the quality of their fast food. So in general, if Eat Fresh can provide a product that's of higher quality and is also just as convenient as other fast food and maintains a good price point, we should be able to get a decent amount of those customers to go to Eat Fresh instead of other standard fast food restaurants, which is also partially what this bar graph shows down here. Out of the 25 people I talked to, 18 of them said they would rather eat local, healthy, and fresh food than standard fresh food or fast food. I split my business model canvas up into customer segments and key relationships for the first part. Some key customer segments that I found would be college students. The campus is a busy place with a lot of potential customers. Working professionals in the city of Missoula, as well as families and athletes. Tourism is a big part of western Montana also, so that would be something to capitalize on. And just health-conscious individuals in general. As far as the relationship side there goes, building relationships with local farmers and ranchers is definitely important. They're going to be your main providers for your local food, so you're going to want to build good relationships with them and have a steady few ranchers and farmers that you can go to for provisions when you need them. Building a good relationship with the marketing department and just being able to market through and market around campus would definitely be a plus. Also, building relationships with local businesses and corporations would be positive. To continue the business model canvas, the unique value proposition, mainly just quality food with fast service is what Eat Fresh can bring that's unique to Missoula. There's no place in town that has a drive-through that serves fresh, fast, and healthy food. For my MPV in financial feasibility, I decided to kind of split it up. I show here 3 competitors and 5 competitors for different MPV values. Eat Fresh doesn't really have too many direct competitors. Most of them would be indirect competitors, and that would be most fast food places. I would say Subway in Missoula or Helena, each of which have drive-thrus at their Subways. Those would be direct competitors. That's more along the healthy lines of fast food. The Good Food Store and Taco Sano would also be direct competitors. So I figured right in the 3 to 5 range of direct competitors was probably the most accurate. I think I saw on my cash flow chart that once you approach 12 direct competitors for the cash flow, it approaches 0. So for 3 competitors there, it's 2.1 million. 5 competitors is 1 million. For IRR, 3 competitors would be 166% return, and 5 competitors would only be a 93% return. For annual sales, I base that on selling 150 to 200 units a day at $8.99 per unit, and 1 unit would include a sandwich, soup, or salad, side, and a drink. So for the first year, for selling 150 to 200 units a day, annual sales would be between $494,000 and $656,000. For year 2, I based it with an 8 to 12% growth, which is a lofty goal for fast food, but it can definitely be done. Those numbers came out to be $533,000 and $735,000. To continue with the financial feasibility, the break-even point that I calculated was 23,033 units for the first year. To put that in perspective, if you were to sell 150 units 300 days of the year, that would end up being 45,000 units. So in retrospect, 22,000 units isn't that many. As far as net income for year one, I calculated $302,000 to $465,000. Year two would be $342,000 to $543,000. You can kind of see that on this graph over here. The numbers are a little bit different. This is based on a cash flow chart, so the calculations are a little different. This should be number one, starting up here, and this graph should go up. But you get the general idea with that graph. In conclusion, there's definitely some other steps that would need to be taken, and there's a lot of improvements that you would need to make before this became a completely viable option. Full menu creation is obviously going to impact your costs. Also, a product analysis to go along with that would be helpful. Further financial analysis based on your menu creation and your costs would be beneficial, as well as more in-depth consumer surveys. And definitely building relationships with the providers is a key aspect in a business like this. I think that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and happy holidays.